young people, juniors and seniors from Central High School, are doing something worthwhile that hasn't been done in a long time at Central. Do you know how long it's been since a full-blown musical has been presented at Central? How long?
Well, I think, last year we did A Year with Frog and Toad, but it was more of like a small-scale musical.
Yes.
So I don't remember the last time we had a big one. Do you remember?
Zombie Prom would probably be the biggest one, I thought. And that was my brother's senior year, so 4 years ago.
Like my sister's
approximately.
junior year.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, most people really enjoy musicals, but they don't have a clue how much work it takes. But before we get there, let me introduce you. There's Karis Elliot, Tom Zimmerman, the senior in the group, Morgan Stuart, and Sean Gibbons. And they are in the cast, as well as I think I hear probably doing all duties as assigned, sets, costumes,
Pretty much, yeah.
all kind of things for Thoroughly Modern Millie. What a happy show that is. How did you all, I know Ms. Smith really allows her students to have input. So how was it decided to do this musical?
I'm not.
Well, first I heard about it was right at the end of last year. It was one of the ones that she was considering doing. And I think the decision on that came from the way the cast was forming at the end of the year, with the sophomore and senior was coming in. Just the sort of feeling of mostly a lot of girls coming in, a lot of guys leaving last year. I think I started to form the idea of what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
But it turned out quite different, but with this show, it's turned out a bit more how she planned originally.
Okay.
Shows
Yes.
with more leading ladies.
Well,
rather,
and you
yeah.
do, just like an athletic team has to consider what are the gifts of their athletes, a theater also has to consider that. A musical group has to consider that. Well, Thoroughly Modern Millie has been around a long time and been very successful on Broadway, traveling. Many high schools have done it, but it takes a commitment because of the sets and the costumes. You all, I hear, have built or are building sets. It's all student done,
Yes, it is.
which is a big responsibility, but what a learning situation that is.
Yes, completely.
And all of you all are also one-act play. So you have given a lot of your time throughout your years in high school to the theater,
Yes.
all of you. And I asked you prior, did any of you think of going into theater as an occupation? And our one senior over here is not sure.
It's a hard occupation to do. I would love to be an actor, but I would like to have a backup just in case it didn't work out.
That is a very smart idea. And there are a lot of people who can do both, even if they don't earn their living through the theater. But some people can earn their living
Yeah, you
through
can still
the-
use it as a
or
hobby.
even teach it.
Yes.
And that is a great occupation that I'm particularly fond of.
Yes.
Now, did any of you start even before you got to Central being involved in other theater opportunities?
I used to take camps when I was little at ASU actually, and I started when I was about 6 or 7, and then I heard about Sabo when I was, I believe, 9, and I kind of grew with that, and then that's how I started to get into the high school theater. And I think that I really struck it with Central Theater, and that's,
The place to be.
the place to be.
Well, and you all become like a family. You are sort of like a team, other teams. If people have never had a family member involved in the theater, you really do become, because you spend a
So much
lot of
time.
months, but long hours of the day together. You brush chips off each other's shoulders,
Yes.
don't you?
Yes, we do.
And we're
Literal
more than
and
happy to do
metaphorical.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
what?
And more than happy to do it. Not
Yes.
only do we just spend all the time together and work all the hard stuff together, but when we get back home, we instantly want to come right back. This is the
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
we want to be. We want to be with these folks.
When
We're
you're
kind
with
of
Smith.
a strange Brady bunch in a way.
Yes, completely.
But how lovely that is. I am so excited when I hear young people that are a part of a great organization that I know that they're probably, first off, not going to drop out of school. And generally, they learn, if they didn't already know, how to balance time. Because most theater kids that I have known have done pretty good in school. So
Yes.
they have to learn while other of their friends are doing their lines to go back over and do homework. Because during your seasons that all run together, you even are together on weekends and late evenings.
We
Yes,
work from,
absolutely.
I believe, 10 in the morning till 2 o'clock on Saturdays.
On Saturdays, yeah. And then if like the student holiday coming up on the 21st, I believe we'll be working then too, probably around 10 to 2. It's
Yeah.
the same as Saturday.
A lot
So
of us
no
have to
staying
expect to.
home couch potatoing.
No, no.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Most of us are going to rehearsals right after that rehearsal, right across town, over to some other show.
Yeah.
Well,
Or we're going out of town
so
for a tournament.
you sometimes are in more than one.
At
One
once.
on campus and one
Off.
in a community organization.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't do it if you didn't love it.
Yeah. Oh.
Nobody could make you do it.
Certainly wouldn't be piling our schedules like we do now if we didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
some passion for it.
And just
Well, what do you do to get ready for a show? When did you really get scripts and start working on sets, etc.? This is now January, so
Yes.
when?
We auditioned in
End
End of
November.
November.
End of November. And
About right at
we,
the end of our last
yeah.
show, all on the timing. As soon as that was over, it came
Yes.
time to
Yeah,
work
it
on
was
the next
Yeah.
audition, and the next
Yeah.
day we got scripts.
Yeah.
and started going.
Yeah, and I believe the advanced theater classes, probably Theater 3 and Theater 4, they got to look over the script probably during the second play that we had this year, around October, and they got to preview the script and look through it, so, yeah.
So this will be at Central, which may be similar at Lakeview, the third production of
Yes,
the year,
this year,
and
yes.
then you go directly into one-act play, which is the state competition. Wow. Well, but you all wouldn't have it any other way. You wouldn't want to just do something in March.
No, not at all.
no.
If we're not constantly busy, we go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Christmas
we-
break was mental havoc.
It
on
was
us.
awful.
When you're not on stage,
like-
it just
Yeah.
you just want to instantly get back on it.
Get back on the stage. If I
And-
could open my presents on
Yes.
stage, I would definitely.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
not
don't
a bad
want to
idea.
stick with one play for so long, because
Yeah.
then you work
It
on it too
loses-
hard,
Yeah,
and then it's just then
variety,
it
yeah.
breaks up. You don't have the same, I guess.
Yeah.
Then again, there's some
Yeah.
shows you
Towards each
don't want to
other.
end, and then once you finish those ones, the next one kind of fills that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what are young people, y'all are, please don't be offended.
We're
that
kids.
I call
Oh, no,
y'all
we're
kids.
children.
But you're young people. I know you're working on sets, costumes.
We have one of our students, Chloe Husted.
She's a
She's
senior.
been working on all the costumes for the show, and there's about 3 costumes for every character in the play, and she's been working really, really hard.
Meanwhile, she's starring in 39 Steps, which
Yeah.
which is
is
at
a very
the-
At B Theater,
abstract, involved show at B Theater that it's kind of just
So
be
she's
mind-blowing.
doing, in charge of costumes.
Yes.
What percentage of them does she make from scratch, and what percentage-ish does she renovate
Alter,
from
yeah.
something you already have?
Well, we have
50-50, actually.
50-50, yes.
we've got lots of
she's-
resources in our costume shop that she can go in, pull out.
Yeah.
And
like a
add
shirt
or
and a
take
skirt.
away,
Yeah.
or but then some she starts
Sometimes.
from scratch?
She
Oh, yeah.
has to
Yeah.
make all of the flapper dresses in the show.
Because this is set during
The
the
1920s.
20s,
The
during
Roaring
the-
Twenties.
yes,
20s.
Yeah, it's a
which
tough
was
era.
a very
Great time period.
dancing. And you all, I heard, had to take some of you dance lessons and
Yes.
tap
Yes.
and
Tap.
Yes, we do have.
I don't think any of us
have-
had done that before, have we?
No,
I know.
We have
never
had,
tapped
we're
before.
legitimately, like, we have tap shoes. We ordered about, I don't even know, like 35 for all the
30.
girls and some of the boys all together. And we have been taking tap dance lessons, and we meet with the choreographers every day to keep it fresh. So
Yeah.
we have.
So we
And,
keep it
our advanced
going.
classes got a bit of an advantage on that. Like a
Yeah.
few weeks
Yes.
before, Katie Graham, who was in The Producers, which she had a lot of tap dancing in that one, she was able to give us a
Teach
leg
the
up on it.
basics of,
Yeah.
paradiddles,
Just
or
kind of figuring
buffaloes
out.
and all that kind of stuff. The terminology.
So it's a fun, happy experience, isn't
Oh,
it? This
completely,
one.
yeah.
That makes it.
Even when you're in the corner crying.
even when you're in the
Even when
corner
you're in the corner
crying.
crying, you still
All right,
have
what
faces.
is the hardest thing about doing a musical over a drama?
Oh, wow.
I think
that's-
it's knowing that when you're working on music, it all has to flow in a set tempo and beats. You are subject to the script rather than the script being subject to your interpretation. Like with a drama, you can pause, you can go faster, you can highs and lows. And those are all decisions that you make. But in a musical, the decisions that the writer makes, those are the decisions that stay.
Yeah.
That you can't make too much interpretation with, and you have to trust
very
those.
like spot on musical. Like you don't have as much freedom as you do in a legitimate drama.
And I heard that students are going to do the orchestra.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Our jazz band is going to be.
Our jazz band is playing,
there.
and we have about half the cast are kids who are in choir, and about half the other half is theater kids. So we have
A
almost
fine
the
arts
voice and then the
production,
acting.
isn't
Fine
it?
Having the orchestra, I think
production.
it's the second time in a few years that we've been able to
Yeah.
have the orchestra. Right?
Yeah.
Frog and Toad was the first one
Frog
in
and
a
Toad
while.
was the
yeah.
first one, I believe. Yeah.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
So, what did you need adults for?
Good question.
That's what we're saying.
Teach us
Yeah.
everything that we don't know how to
Well,
do before.
I love your both Central and Lakeview theater teachers. They are so kid focused,
Yes.
and yet they can be tough when they need to be. And I hope that they realize that we really do need adults.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It all comes
But
down to it.
it isn't a. It is far more young people driven than adult driven. So I think that is a magnificent. And our community, I have found over my 6 years here, loves seeing what young people are capable of doing. Well, you have tackled a very big project. How many of you are in your cast, what percentage-ish, are taking advanced classes like AP, pre-AP, dual credit?
Quite a
I
bit.
think just about most of us are.
Yeah.
I know,
I would
I-
say.
I think all of us
So,
are.
yeah, all of us are in it.
You're
This whole
not
couch is
only
advanced classes.
massively involved hour-wise, but you're taking hard courses.
I think theater kind of brought out the ambition
And
in us to do
you
that.
can't
Yeah.
fail them
No, you can't.
at all. You have to
No.
be in the show, so
Yeah.
you're kind of.
So
if you
yeah.
want to
So
It drives
grades,
us.
you have to keep. You had to anyway keep your grades up in order to be, because that's the rules.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
most of you are self-motivated and
Yeah.
want your grades up anyway.
Well, it's
Yeah.
strange. It's sort of like
School.
you would think that being in theater and knowing that you have to pass your classes to be involved with something that you love, you would think that you would be motivated to take the easier classes. But I think it comes from sort of thinking, hey, I went on stage in front of 100 people, and I recited Shakespeare, or I sang a beautiful song that everybody loves, and they loved it. I think I can take advanced placement US history.
Good for you. Good for you. Good
Oh,
for
a
you.
push.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's just driving.
Well, I can't wait. Now tell us, I've already asked you before we started this interview, you're going to give it first, the production, to your fellow student or to a campus.
Yeah, all the elementary schools. actually.
Okay, and then when can the community come to see your production?
I believe it is February the 1st.
January
January
31st
31st.
through February the 3rd.
Yes.
Okay, and they can get tickets at your school office?
Yes.
Are there other places?
Well, right at the lobby
At the door.
Right
for the
at
show.
the door. Yeah.
Okay, when they come?
When they come, yes.
And it'll be at Sarah Barnhart Theater.
Yes, ma'am.
And we hope that it is a packed house every performance.
Yes.
Won't that
Oh,
be
yeah.
wonderful?
That would be amazing.
Okay, well, I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm there.
You're there. It's all
Okay. Well, you have brightened our day, and our audience,
glad.
I know, will want to come. And I'm so proud of y'all, I can't stand it. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.